Hi everybody, it's Mrs. H. Welcome to West Nyack Free Library's Bedtime or Pajama Storytime. Tonight, we're going to be reading some books from Margaret Wise Brown. So hopefully, you take a nice deep breath and just relax. Find a comfy spot that you can curl up to and listen to our stories. You might want to have a friend with you to hold, or maybe a mom or a dad. All right, everybody get ready. Do you have your pajamas on? Check. Do you have a favorite stuffed animal? Check. Do you have a blankie or an important person with you? Check. Then we're ready to begin. Our first book is called The Important Book. And like I said, it's written by Margaret Wise Brown. She wrote the words, and the pictures are by Leonard Weisgard. Are you ready? All right, let's begin. The Important Book. Words by Margaret Wise Brown and pictures by Leonard Weisgard. The important thing about glass is that you can see through it. Look at that beautiful vase with the flowers in it, and you can see right through to the apple. The important thing about a spoon is that you eat with it. It's like a little shovel. You hold it in your hand, you put it in your mouth. It isn't flat, it isn't hollow, and it spoons things up. But the important thing about a spoon is that you eat with it. The important thing about a daisy is that it's white. It's yellow in the middle, and it has long white petals, and bees sit on it. It has a ticklish smell, and it grows in green fields, and there are always lots of daisies. But the important thing about a daisy is that it's white. The important thing about rain is that it's wet. It falls out of the sky, and it sounds like rain, and it makes things shiny, and it does not taste like anything, and it is the color of air. But the important thing about rain is that it is wet. The important thing about grass is that it's green. It grows and it's tender with a sweet grassy smell. But the important thing about grass is that it's green. The important thing about snow is that it's white. It is cold and light. It falls softly out of the sky. It's bright in the shape of tiny stars and crystals. It is always cold and it melts. But the important thing about snow is that it's white. The important thing about an apple is that it's round. It's red, and you bite it, and it's white inside. And the juice splashes in your face, and it tastes like an apple. And it falls off the trees. But the important thing about an apple is that it's round. The important thing about the wind is that it blows. You can't see it, but you can feel it on your cheek. And you can see it bend trees and blow hats away and sailboats. But the important thing about the wind is that it blows. Can you blow some wind? Can you put your lips together and blow? Did you see my mask? I was able to blow in my mask. Can you blow too? The important thing about the sky is that it's always there. It is true that it's blue and high and full of clouds and made of air. But the important thing about the sky is that it's always there. The important thing about a shoe is that you put your foot in it. You walk in it and you take it off at night. And it's warm when you take it off. But the important thing about a shoe is that you put your foot in it. Do you think your foot would fit in that shoe? I think mine's a little too big for this one. But maybe you. The important thing about you is that you are you. It is true that you were a baby and you grew. And now you are a child and you will grow into a man or a woman. But the important thing about you is that you are you. Right? That's right. The end. So that was The Important Book by Margaret Wise Brown. Now she has some other stories. Would you like me to share another one with you? You would? Okay. This is one of my favorites of hers. You might know it. It's called Goodnight Moon. And there's been a lot of parodies of this book because so many people love it. But let's take a look. As you're looking at the night sky, what do you see? And as we go through the pictures, what can you see in our drawings, our illustrations? Because Margaret Wise Brown, she wrote the words, but Clement Hurd, he's the one who drew all the pictures. So when I share the story with you, can you look to see if you can see all the things they're talking about in the illustrations? I bet you can. All right, are you comfy again? Are you ready? Good Night Moon by Margaret Wise Brown. Pictures by Clement Hurd. In the great green room, there was a telephone and a red balloon and a picture of, let's see, did you see? Did you see the red balloon? Did you find the telephone? It's a little bigger than what you're used to. The cow jumping over the moon. There he goes. And there were 3 little bears sitting on chairs. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3. Good job. And 2 little kittens and a pair of mittens. Can you find the kittens? That's right. There's 1, there's 2. And what about a pair of mittens? Can you find the picture of the mittens? Do you see them where they are in the illustration? There they are, you're right. There's a pair of mittens. And a little toy dollhouse and a young mouse. Here's the dollhouse. And look, there's the tiny mouse on the other side. And a comb and a brush and a bowl full of mush. Here's the comb and the brush and the bowl of mush. And a quiet old lady who is whispering, hush. There she is. Good night, room. Does this room look like your room? Are there anything in there that you see that's familiar? I know I have books in my room, and I have a bed. Maybe you have a lamp. Maybe you can see out your windows. Maybe you even have a red balloon. Who knows? Good night, moon. Good night, cow, jumping over the moon. That's a crescent moon. That looks like a full moon there. Good night, light, and the red balloon. Good night, bears. Good night, chairs. Time to say nighty-night to everybody. Good night, kittens. Good night, mittens. Good night, clock. Good night, socks. Can you find the clock? There it is next to the bed. What about the socks? Do you know where they are? That's right, next to the mittens. Good job finding them. Good night, little house. And good night, mouse. Good night, comb. Good night, brush. Good night, nobody. Good night, mush. And good night to the old lady whispering hush. Good night. Good night, stars. Did you see any out tonight? Good night, air. Good night, noises everywhere. Can you stop and listen? What noises do you hear in your house? Maybe you hear your mom or dad walking in footsteps. Maybe you hear somebody cleaning up the dinner dishes. Maybe you hear your pet or the neighbor's car coming down the road. What things do you hear? We have to say goodnight to all the noises. Can you say goodnight? That's the end of our story. And this was Good Night Moon by Margaret Wise Brown. Are you getting sleepy yet? Really? You're not sleepy yet? Are you sure? One more story? Are you sure? All right, one more story, and then it's time for bed, okay? I think you might like this one. This is also by Margaret Wise Brown. It's called Sleep Tight, Sleepy Bear. Sleep tight, Sleepy Bear. Look, there's a big bear and a little bear. There was a big sleepy bear. Can you point to him? That's right, that's the big sleepy bear. And a little sleepy bear. There's little sleepy bear. Oh, I think he's rubbing his eyes because he's tired. Are you tired too? Are you rubbing your eyes? That's okay. You can close them if you want and just listen to the story. big sleepy bear yawns. A great big yawn. Can you help me make a big yawn? And the little sleepy bear yawned a little sleepy yawn. Can you do a little sleepy yawn? All right, show me. Are you like little bear right here? And the great big bear gave a great big stretch. Can you give a great big stretch? Big stretch. Oh, yeah, big stretch. I bet that feels good, doesn't it? And the little sleepy bear gave a little sleepy stretch. Can you do a little stretch? Oh, yeah, just a little one. There you go. And the big sleepy bear got into bed. And the little sleepy bear got into bed. Doesn't that bed look so nice and comfy? It makes me want to be there right now. Are you in your bed? Do you have a big pillow? I bet your bed is comfy. The big sleepy bear put his head on the pillow. And the little sleepy bear put his head on the pillow. Right there. You see? Is your head on a pillow? It's okay if it's not. But I bet you would like to put your head on a pillow. I know I would. Then the big sleepy bear sang a sleepy song. When I lay me down to sleep, 4 bright angels round me keep, 2 to watch me through the night, and 2 to wake me come daylight. And the little sleepy bear sang a song, a sleeping song. When I lay me down to sleep, 4 bright angels round me keep, 2 to watch me through the night, and 2 to wake me come daylight. Softer and softer and softer. Then the big sleepy bear closed his eyes. And the little sleepy bear closed his eyes too. And then the little sleepy bear thought of the darkness and the starlight and the big round moon and how he'd be sleeping soon. Then the big sleepy bear whispered, "Sleep tight." And the little sleepy bear didn't say a word because he was sound asleep. Are you asleep yet? It's okay. That's the end of our story. And that's the end of our story time. So go on and lie down and kiss everyone goodnight. Say goodnight to the moon and close your eyes and have sweet dreams. Good night.